Alright, so that's the inner liner for my new plant pot. I've built a wooden box for the outside to contain the concrete. Alright, so I went out and bought a second bag of concrete and mixed it up and poured it in, and it still wasn't enough. But at this point I had spent as much in small batches of concrete as I would have on just buying one pre-made planter pot this size, so I refused to buy more. So I had a friend steal a gallon of Portland from work, got this bag of sand, and I'm just going to mix it 3-to-1, and that's what I did, and we'll find out how it turned out. So the concrete has gone pretty light now that it's dry, but that'll change once the resin hits it. So my plan for dealing with all these lovely voids is to take a page from those Japanese bowls where they're deliberately broken and then fixed with gold. First thing I'm going to do is hit the whole thing with a thin coat of resin just to fill the voids and sand it down. And then I'm going to go for a light opaque layer of red to kind of act as an undercoat, and then I will do a thick layer of gold resin to really fill the voids, and I think it's going to give this a really nice slick look when it's done. So I've sealed it with a coat of epoxy, and then I've given it some red paint, and now I'm in the middle of sanding it, so the red paint will be limited to the cracks and low points. Oh yeah, I'm liking that. Try out a new pigment brand. In a lot of traditional gold leafing, the glue that they use is a opaque red, which is why I've underpainted red where the gold's gonna go. I didn't get the top nearly as smooth as I would like, so I'm just gonna fill it with gold. All that glitters is not gold. Some of it's titanium coated mica flakes. Got resin filling the cracks. It's not nearly as smooth of a surface as I thought it was before the pour. So I've sanded off all the excess resin, and I'm really happy with how this turned out. I'm not so happy with how difficult the resin was to sand off. I had to purchase some new tools to make it happen, and yeah, it would have just been cheaper to buy a pre-made plant pot at this point. But oh my god, that's so much fun! I kind of prefer the darker look more than the natural concrete color, especially because of the two-tone, because I switched 3 times, because I ran out 3 times, because I don't measure before going. I'm happy with how this turned out, but I still wish the concrete would be just a little bit darker. I'm gonna see what oil paint varnish does. Well, that turned out to be way more work than I was expecting, but I'm happy with how it turned out. I think it looks nice. Hopefully my plant is happy. Well, this plant is certainly looking happy in his new pot.